my friends. Hello. Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to Minnesota. Can everybody see me? Can everybody hear me? I saw Lindsay. I was not expecting to see you on tonight. Aren't you on the iTrack Bites Live tonight? Did you come hang out with me for a little bit? I appreciate that so very much. I was like, oh, Lindsay's not gonna be here tonight, which is a major bummer. But, I turned the volume down. Sorry, I got flustered because I went to go share this on Facebook, which now I'm not going to because I'm live now. But I went like a minute to go and I was like, oh, I need to share it on Facebook. And Facebook logged me out. So, of course, I had a mild panic attack. But it's okay because I got to my two-factor authentication because your girl learned. I got my code generator. I got all the things. The security measures in place now to make sure that nothing crazy happens ever again. And I'm back on Facebook. So it's all good. Anyway, hello. Can't go home month without you ladies. Oh, that's so sweet, Lindsay. Thank you for coming. Do you see, Lindsay, this is for you. You see that right there? That picture is an amazing drawing of one of our engagement photos that Lindsay sent me for Christmas. And it is so cute that it has earned a spot in the bookshelf that is in all of my videos. Hi, Ashley, good to see you. Let's see who all is here. We have Lissa and Sarah and Emily and Letitia and Lindsay and Lisa and Ashley. I am so excited. I'm so excited. I have so much to share with you guys. And I don't know who all is gonna come. But the people that don't come tonight are going to be missing out because I'm changing my schedule. And we're modifying things a little bit. And hi, Kim, always with the sunshiny emojis. I love it. And Amberly, hello, haven't seen you in a while. But we are changing the schedule. And by we, I mean I. I am changing the schedule. And as you can see by the title, Goodbye Weekly Chats. The chats are not disappearing, but they are no longer going to be weekly. There is a lot going on, and coaching launches. Guys, the next time you see me for a live stream, coaching will have launched. Whoa, what? So with all the stuff that's happening and, integrating back into like real life and launching coaching and balancing life and doing all the content stuff that I want to continue to do for you, something had to give. And that something is going to have to be live streams every single week. So here is the change that I am making. We are going to do one live stream a month. And it is, unless, of course, there's so much. Oh, guys, there's so much. For now, it is slated to be the first Tuesday of every month. So mark your calendars now, plan ahead, and that will be the night that we have our live streams together. And then if you are interested in a second live stream, my channel members, who are the people that support me with a little bit of monetary support every single month to those, and they're the people you can tell who have the little logos next to their names or whatever, the cupcakes and I guess you're all cupcakes now, aren't you? Yeah, it looks like you're all cupcakes now. All my cupcakes, who used to be macaroons, used to be cups of coffee, they support me monetarily. And I'm changing the way the memberships are structured as well. And the way that's going to change is basically it's going to be mostly the same perks for all the tiers. I have 3 different tiers, and the way that I'm going to do it is at your discretion how much you want to support me monetarily, but if you choose to support me in any way monetarily, you will get access to that exclusive members only live stream, which for now will be the 3rd Tuesday, I almost said Monday, 3rd Tuesday of the month. So I will have the 1st Tuesday of the month here with my whole community, 3rd Tuesday of the month with my members only, and that will also open up 2 Tuesday nights for me to do later night coaching. So that's the goal, that's the plan. I'll still be working and theoretically talking to people on Tuesday nights. It just won't be over live stream. It will be on coaching calls instead. So that's what's happening. If you are interested in joining the channel, there is a little join button right below the thing, I think. At least on my screen, there's a join button. I don't know about your screen, but my screen has a join button. And that's where you can do that. And I will say this, the Diamond Divas, the highest level, this is the last little bit I'll talk about it. The Diamond Divas will get a discount for one-on-one coaching calls as well. So all of that will happen. There'll be a 20% coupon that will be, that the diamonds will be able to use every month as long as they are a diamond. They will be able to redeem it for one coaching call at 20% off, which is a pretty stellar deal. So all of that to say, that's what's happening. So welcome to the last weekly chat and the first monthly chat. It just so happened that the calendar landed perfectly on the first Tuesday of the month, being the Tuesday that I got back from all of my travels. So there's that. That's the 411 on that. I had a whole list of things that I wanted to talk to you guys about, and I think most of it involves the change in the schedule. And if you guys want some information on coaching, I can give that to you as well. I will say this about coaching, then I'm done with announcements. Coaching, there's a link to an email sign up down below. And that late, I saw your comment. Hi, Marie, good to see you. The people who are signed up on that email list will be the first people to gain access to coaching availability. You will be the first people with the link to the page. You will be the ones who have access to it before anybody else. Why is this important? Because especially if you are interested in monthly coaching, like subscription level, high accountability monthly coaching, I will have 2 different options there. I am only taking 10 monthly coaching clients. So if you are thinking that that is something you might want to do, you want to be first in line to make sure you snag a spot. Because I want to make sure I'm capping it to make sure that I have the bandwidth to serve everybody properly. So if you're at all interested in that, the link for that email sign up is down below for you. Okay, that's all I've got in terms of updates for you. Let's chat. Let's chat about whatever the heck it is you guys want. Let's share some highs and some lows. My high is I'm back. I'm here. I'm in Minnesota. It is thundering outside. We're supposed to get a pretty bad storm tonight, I think. The weather keeps changing, so I don't know if it's going to screw up the internet. I don't know if it's going to make a lot of noise. It was supposed to start hours ago, and it is just now starting, so who the heck knows what's going to happen? Not me, because the weather is not predictable. But anyway, share your highs, share your lows, ladies and gentlemen. I would love to hear all about it. So my high is I'm home, and it's good, and I'm getting all sorts of things arranged and done and scheduled and cleaning. Ooh, huge high for Ashley. And then there's an incomplete sentence. You have us on bated breath, Ashley. What is your huge high? And then my low, I've been chosen to be, I saw that, Ashley, congratulations. That is so stinking exciting. Chosen to be an ambassador for a nail dip company. Why is this a big idea for a big idea? Wow. Guys, I cannot talk. I'm not functioning well on the lack of caffeine today. It is not going well. It has not been going well since we've been home. I've been sleeping like a rock because our bed is amazing, but I haven't recouped my energy yet. Oh my gosh. Why is this a big deal for Ashley? Because she even changed her, she's dip obsessed. I take full credit. Is it my fault? Is it my fault that you started dipping, Ashley? But she's so into dipping and has a following on her Instagram that she changed her handle to be like, she's a dip account now, which sounds really funny, but she's a dip account now. So that is a big deal, and I'm so stinking excited for you. That's amazing. So that's a great high. Fantastic high. Love it. Kim, congrats on the weight loss. That's great considering you didn't expect that. I know, right? Right? For those of you that didn't see me on Instagram today, just for fun, for funsies, I decided to step on the scale this morning. Mind you, I'm finishing up my period right now, and which is great. You know, the timing couldn't have been better. PMSing, actually, sarcasm aside, the timing actually couldn't be better because I was PMSing the week that I was in Illinois, which meant more food, which is what's supposed to happen when you're PMSing anyway. So actually, it worked out really well for me. Really, really well. So it was a week of being in Illinois and road trip food, and Eric's grandmother had the caregiver literally make us a whole giant container of individually wrapped homemade chewy brownies for the road, like the food we had on the road. And then you guys, I got to go to crumble cookies. It was amazing. It was amazing. We went when they opened at 8 o'clock in the morning because our hotel was right by one, and it was worth it. Oh, it was worth it. So good. So all that to say, we had deep dish pizza. We had pizza from, or not pizza, we had food from a local place that I used to frequent when I was in junior high school, and my husband actually likes it enough where every once in a while we go to that place, or we used to when we lived there. So he wanted that for lunch one day. We had Portillo's for lunch one day. Like, the food was real. And then the period happened, right? And so I'm like, against my better judgment, I'm like, I should not step on the scale. I shouldn't do it. But I did it today anyway. I weigh less today than I did the last time I weighed in. It's only like 0.1 or 0.2, but I didn't gain. And now I know the big thing here is it's a different scale. So what would the scale in Florida say? I have absolutely no idea, but I don't care. I don't care. The number went down. And so even if this scale is more forgiving or the other scale is less forgiving, who the heck cares? I had a loss on a week that I did not deserve. And that felt really, really good. So I have all sorts of things to tell you about the meal plan and thing that I'm following now, if that's what we want to talk about. But first, I got to get to your all's highs and lows. What was my low? I'm not in Florida anymore. Like, can my high be that I'm home, but my low be that I'm not in Florida? Like, is that acceptable? Because the high, like, I think we missed winter. It was 80 degrees yesterday. Like, the good Lord could not give me a greater gift than that. So I'm really, really sad that I'm not in Florida anymore, but I'm also really excited to be here and not be in winter and I'm just feeling all the feels, y'all. Feeling all the feels. Let's see. Lissa, lows, family and work stuff as usual, but part of the work stuff may be getting a little better overall, even if it puts more stress on me. Interesting, and that's good. That's good. A lot of things that are very exciting also put a lot more stress. I'm a primo example of that, y'all. There's a lot of exciting things happening, but it is stressing me out. I actually like set a schedule. I started to set work hours and like in my scheduling program for coaching, I started to set schedules, and that felt overwhelming and very real and kind of terrifying. So it's stressful, but it's good, you know? So it's okay, even if it stresses you out. If it eases the heavy burden and it's a little bit more stress, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Highs, I'm back to lift 4. I started my reverse yesterday and I finally hit 50 pounds down. Lissa, that is amazing. Good for you. So good. So good. Kim, hi, I'm feeling really comfortable about not focusing on the scale and looking at all the other progress I had. Low, it's all good. Kim, your positivity is contagious and I love it. And that is amazing. That is huge progress. So congratulations on that. Amberly, I finally got my treadmill and my pool is finally getting close to being done. It's been under construction for 8 months. Holy cow. Well, that's going to be like, you're going to have a killer summer if you got you a new pool that you've been waiting for 8 months. That's going to be awesome. Good for you, Amberly. Hi, we got a new mattress, so comfy. Sarah, what did you go with? I'm sure we are all dying to know. I want to know what you went with. That's awesome, because I know that's been a thing for you for a while now. We had about 3 weeks of spring and I'm now in summer. Yeah, and last Easter, which I'm pretty sure was later than the 4th, right? Wasn't it like the 12th or something? We had a blizzard. And it was freaking 80 degrees yesterday on the 5th. What happened? Like, is that it? Is it summer? Are we done? No more spring? We missed 2 seasons instead of 1? Like, I'm not mad about it. I'm in shorts, y'all. I'm in long sleeves, but I'm in shorts. And I don't do that. I've been cold at night, but that's just me. I think my body is just wacky. I mean, I know my body's wacky, but like all day today, I'm in shorts and it's awesome. I got too hot while I was at Sam's Club today, so I took my sweatshirt off. Like, what is this? What is life right now? Michaela, hi, started walking 1 mile to Dunkin' and back in the morning. I've done it 3 times now. It motivates me to walk, gets me a little reward. I just get an iced coffee and it gets me out of the house. That is an amazing routine. That is so cool. Good for you. If I had a coffee shop close enough, I would do the same thing. But we literally live in a little bubble that has, like, you have to drive to get somewhere. So that's not an option. If I have to go for a walk, it's to go walk in the subdivision. That's amazing. I would do that when I lived in the little downtown area of the Illinois suburb that I lived in, and it was great to be able to walk places and go get things and get coffee or a donut or something. So that is such a great morning routine. I hope I continue to do it and love it. I love that it gets you a reward, it gets you activity, and it's really important to get out of the house. That's awesome. So good, so good. I don't feel comfortable sharing details because it involves something pretty serious, but I'll explain more privately. No problem. Low, grad school is causing a lot of unforeseen stress due to classes not being available as they should be. I was emailing, advising all day yesterday and today, just trying to be patient. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it's like now, but I know schooling in general is just crazy right now. So our thoughts and our prayers are with you. I hope you get that all worked out. Sweet dreams. Mattresses from Costco. Kirkland, Stearns and Foster, Lake Ridge. Night and day from the old one, except it's super high. I gotta jump in. Our mattress is a little bit high too. Our thing is just like 2 or 3 inches too high where I have to climb into bed, and whatever. My next bed frame is going to be lower, but that's awesome. And Costco, like I've never sat on a Costco bed, but the bed in our guest bedroom is a Sam's Club mattress, and we love that thing. Like it was a great mattress. The only reason we upgraded is because we wanted a bigger size mattress. So it's a queen mattress, but it was really, really comfortable, and it was from Sam's Club. Can't beat it. Oh my gosh. Just don't fall out. No kidding. Yeah. I tell you, it is having a mattress up really high has tested my core strength on more than one occasion as I have tried to reach for something. And then if something has hit the floor, I have to climb out of bed, which is an ordeal, to pick it up, to climb back into bed, which is an ordeal. Oh my gosh. And a less serious low, my coffee this morning wasn't good. We have the wrong size filters, and I think the filter got messed up because the coffee was super watery. Oh, that's the worst. You guys are gonna laugh. So we had the transition back into home. We weren't sure what we were coming home to because we've been gone for almost 4 months. 4 months. We've had the water shut off. We've had all the things. And then the day I was driving home, I connected to our thermostat to make sure the heat was on, and it had disconnected from the internet. Now, it only been a couple days since I had last checked it, so I was like, it's not a big deal. We'll be home in a couple of hours. But other than the fact we knew nobody had gone into our house because we had cameras going the whole time, we didn't know what we were coming back to. The water turned on seamlessly, flawlessly. Everything worked great. Nothing had fallen apart. Nothing had broken except 2 things. And the first thing was the next morning, our coffee tasted terrible. And it was because there's like, you know how you keep things flowing? I tried to clean out the coffee maker, and it either didn't do a good enough job, or there was just too much stuff at the bottom and it hadn't been like siphoned through and everything, you know? So it was just, my husband's like, just go get us a new coffee maker. So I went and I got us a new coffee maker. Oh, can you guys hear that rain? I hope it's not going to be too annoying. But I wanted to pick up an espresso machine, but I did not. But I got us a $40 coffee maker. Upgrade, $40 coffee maker. So we got a new coffee maker out of the deal, and the dishwasher didn't start. And so I had to do my Googling, and so here's some wisdom that I'm going to impart onto you. If you shut off your water for an extended period of time to your dishwasher, or sometimes not an extended period of time, but for us it was apparently an extended period of time, and your dishwasher doesn't fill with water after the fact, there are a couple things you can do. I was going to have my husband detach the valve underneath the sink and plug it back in, because apparently there are a lot of safety valves or whatever that can trigger if something is wrong, and it will not fill up because the safety valve triggered. So the fix is unplug it and plug it back in, the safety valve, right? He was going to do that, but then I saw the electric thing and I was like, well, why don't we just try unplugging and plugging in the dishwasher first? Dishwasher started. Easy peasy fix. Something I could have done myself, and instead I waited all day with a load of dirty dishes that needed to get done for my husband to fix it. But now you know, step 1 is unplug and plug back in your dishwasher. Step 2 will then be to turn off the water to the valve, unplug the valve, and put the valve back together. And then there's a part where you can take apart stuff in your dishwasher, but hopefully it never gets that far. But that is the wisdom that I learned thanks to good old Dr. Google, repairman Google. It was very helpful. Didn't know what you were going through, Lisa Christine, but we're all here for you. Oh, Lissa, if something messes with my morning coffee, it can make the whole day feel like it's going bad. I get that. Yeah, yeah. I roll out and hopefully I'm standing by the time I'm not in bed anymore. I actually saved my coffee for breakfast instead of having it first thing. Had tea with my journaling instead. It worked okay. Nice. So glad you had your water shut off. Neighbor's pipes broke while she was in Arizona. Oh yeah, no, we took all the precautions. We took all the precautions. We had our water shut off and we poured antifreeze down all the drains, like the house antifreeze. We did all the things. All the things. And we normally would unplug everything, but we needed to leave the security cameras plugged in. We needed to leave the internet plugged in so the lights would work, all the things. Because we had the lights scheduled to go on and off so it looked like we were home. We did all the things, y'all. The fix to everything, unplug and plug it back in. It's the truth. It's the truth. Sorry, question about memberships real quick. So Diamond members would get the normal monthly chat, the members monthly chat, and the Diamonds only chat, and 20% off one-on-one calls. No, the whatcha-jiggets must not have refreshed yet, or YouTube must not have approved them. I changed what the perks were. There is a perk, so I have 3 levels, right? The first level says, does it say like members only chat? I don't even know. I should probably go and confirm what the first one says. But whatever the first level says, everybody gets. And if you are in any of the levels, you get the members only chat. I was changing the membership perks today, and I noticed that there was the Diamonds only chat as well. That is not going to be a thing anymore. It's just going to be one members only chat once a month. The second level perk, it required me to put a perk in there. It wouldn't just let me have 3 different tiers with the same perks. So I made something up, to be like totally candid with you all, totally candid. And then the Diamonds get the monthly chat, and then you guys are exclusively the ones that get 20% off one call. I should put the caveat in there. The 20% off code is good for one-on-one call. It is not good towards the monthly subscriptions. If you are somebody who's interested in doing the monthly subscription dealio, we can talk about maybe a little bit of a Diamond Diva discount, but for now, the 20% off is just going to be for a one-on-one call. It could be for a 30-minute or a 60-minute, whichever one you guys choose. But as interest and stuff in that grows, I will flush out all of the details, but talk to me one-on-one if you are interested in the monthly coaching and maybe would like a little bit of a discount on that, because that can be arranged. I'm in total control. I can make up any coupon I want because it's my thing, which is really cool. So we'll talk about that. But does that clarify things? Everybody, it's just, I'm giving you all, because it's less work for YouTube for me to erase the membership program and do it all again. And I considered doing that, but I didn't want to mess up all of your guys' progress in the timeline of being a member. So I'm basically just throwing out there are 3 different levels at which to support me. It is up to you how much you want to support me. Some people want to support at tier 1 and that's all they can afford, or that's all they want to do, and that's fine. If you want to do a little bit more, knowing that there's not really any more added benefit except my undying gratitude and appreciation, which is still something that the lowest tier gets as well. Like truly, just being honest, then the middle tier is for you. And if you want the discount on coaching, then you have to do the Diamond tier. That's the only difference, really. Other than that, it's just whatever you feel like supporting me with every month. That's all. I hope that answered everything. And it's only been 2 days of lift, but I'm modifying a lot less. I'm doing the modification poorly for moves I couldn't do at all. And even when I did some full sit-ups today. Excellent. I still can't do full sit-ups. Man, oh man. The first one still doesn't say members only chat. Then again, it still says we get early access. You know, YouTube shouldn't suggest early access as a thing unless it has a good way to get it out there. Because they don't. And that's on YouTube. Otherwise, I'd give y'all early access too. But they don't have a good way to do that. I can't schedule my videos and give somebody a link to watch it early. They literally don't let you. So I'm like, why would you suggest that as a perk if you're going to make it complicated? YouTube, that's on you, man. So yeah, that just means they haven't approved the changes that I made. I submitted them earlier this afternoon. So they should be showing up soon. But most of you, all of you that are here are the only people that are going to know about it. You click the join button There's underneath the, I don't know what device you're on. Somebody tell me if you're on a phone or an iPad, is there a join button? I don't know. I have a computer right here in front of me to watch the chat, and underneath my video there is a join button. Underneath the likes and dislikes, it says join. That's where you would go for joining the member to become a member of the channel and support me monetarily in some way. So yeah, yes, on the phone it does. Okay, thanks, Kim. Yeah, so that is that. What do you all want to talk about? And while you're thinking up your questions, because this is your Q&A this month, I'm going to tell you two things one thing to mull over. And this is totally my husband's idea. And it is inspired based on a hockey podcast that he listens to that I don't completely hate. And because they talk about more than just hockey, they're pretty funny guys. They do a segment called Overrated, Underrated, Favorite, Least Favorite. And people email in their suggestions for what they want these boys to do for overrated, underrated, favorite, least favorite. And they do one in every episode. And it can be the most random thing in the world. And Eric looked at me and he goes, you should do this in your videos. I'm like, well, I don't know about videos, but what about on my live stream? That would be really funny. So what you can ask me is, and we'll pick like a different thing. I knew someone was going to bring it up and Susan's not here to be the one to do it. So yes, we can. Something else to mull over. Overrated, underrated, favorite, least favorite. The floor. Okay, so good evening, Jennifer. Good to see you. Rachel Hollis, can we gossip a little? Yes, we can. I'm not like totally privy on all the details, but I know she shot herself in the foot something bad these last couple of days. Something bad. And basically, through her, not just like white privilege, but her privilege, her millionaire, self-made, rich girl, oblivious to the real world now privilege, all over creation, is from what I understand. I watched a little bit of the video and then I got annoyed, so I stopped. And then I noticed there was an apology that I was like, not satisfying. And I read the comments that also agreed, not satisfying. So basically, I'm sitting there going, holy crap, she did it again. Like, she divorces Dave and then just keeps shooting her in the foot, shooting herself in the foot. Like, I don't know. You're here, Susan, hello. So I don't know. Here's my 2 cents. They did. I saw that today because here's what I'm doing, and I know I'm not the only one. I check in on her account every so often to see what's happening. Because I still follow Dave. I've unfollowed her though, because I don't want to be a number that is on her side anymore. So I've unfollowed her. And it is mind-boggling to me how after debacle, after misstep, after debacle, after horrible thing she says, not more people have unfollowed her. She still has 1.6 million followers, y'all. 1.6. And I have to wonder how many of those are hate follows. And like, I hate to say that because like, I mean, I have hate followers. Hi guys, I see you. I see your thumbs down. But like, and is it a fun thing to have? No, but everybody has them. But if you're somebody who's mad about it, unfollow her. Unfollow her. Get the message across. She did lose 100,000 followers, but out of 1.7 million, there's still a long way to go. But yeah, she's just, We are gossiping about Rachel Hollis, Janice. So the first apology was blaming her team. The second apology of the up now. I saw, and people, it sounds like in the comment section especially, first of all, it sounds like they censored the first comment section, and I don't know if it was her or if it was her team. I saw that she blamed her team. Really? She made the video. It ain't their team's fault that she's posting things. Time I see her, right? I make a face every time I walk by her stuff at Target. Every time. But left the video up. Unbelievable. Right? That was the part that was like, I'm not surprised it's gone now. I'm surprised it was up for as long as it was up. She left it there. I don't know what she's trying to prove. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But all I have to say is this. Dave is doing great. He hosted an amazing Easter. He's got himself a good old girlfriend, and he's rocking it. He is preaching the word of God, and it's amazing. And I feel like every time he grows, she crumbles a little bit more. And then I stop and go, you did this to yourself. You left him. Apparently he was your rock more than you thought he was. I don't know. I don't know. Still follow Dave. Love him. Love watching him be a dad. Love watching him inspire people, and love watching him and his journey through faith. She's a hot mess. She's a hot mess. That's all there is, really, right? She's a complete disaster. And it's one of those train wrecks that you can't look away from. You know, you can't look away. You just can't. So does that about cover it, Amberly? Does anyone else have anything they want to say on the subject? And it's funny because we hardly gossip. We gossip around one name in this group, and it's that name. And she just keeps giving us a reason to come back to her. Seriously. I watched a thing that didn't put Dave in the best light either. I don't know the whole story of them. Yeah, right. And I know, like, Dave went through a growth process. I know he wasn't a great husband back in the early days, not even early days, they were married for 16 years, back in the Disney days and all that. Like, everybody has a story, and I'm sure there's stuff about him that we don't know. But here's what the public and what I have seen. When I watched the live streams every day, because I watched them every morning, I loved watching their morning show, and I stopped because I just started to not love it. And I loved it for so long, and I couldn't figure out what turned me off. I have no idea what turned me off. And then I noticed on their anniversary, Dave posted a cute, lovey-dovey, how amazing is my wife, I'm still in love with her post, and there was radio silence from Rachel. Radio silence. Was it a front? I don't know. But when they're in the public eye, like, you should agree on whether or not you're going to hold up your fronts, right? And so, like, all of that, and then when the divorce bomb dropped a couple days later, I was like, oh, interesting. And then I started reading comments and trying to keep up with what everyone's thoughts were, and a lot of people commented on how Ray was acting towards Dave in the live streams every day, and like disrespectful and always cutting him off and always undermining him. And I was like, I wonder if that's like, I didn't openly admit like that's what I was seeing, but I wonder if that dynamic shift is what turned me off, which is why I stopped watching, because I stopped watching long before their divorce. But so and of course that is what we see, right? That is what we see. But at least to the public eye, Dave made it sound like he was completely and utterly blindsided, which lines up with what we've been seeing. And she just kind of pieced out. I don't know. So you are absolutely right, Sarah. We don't know the whole story, and I guarantee you he's not perfect. I guarantee you there were things. He talks about how he used to drink too much to shield the emotions, to ease the stress, to do all, like, he talks about some of his things. There's stuff we don't know, I'm sure of it. But if I had to choose a side, you know what side I'd be on. Mine is a dislike follow. I'm just waiting for more screw ups. So you can do what I do, not follow her, but check in on her every so often. Every time I say Rachel Hollis left the video up. Unbelievable. I don't follow her. It was disgusting. Her hate followers should just unfollow her. Unfollow. Make it count in a loss of followers. I agree. It was up for 5 days. Oh my gosh. She pays other people to wash her face now. Margaret. She pays other people to wash. That's good. That's good. What was the feel better now? What was the video? I only watched about a minute of it before I decided I was too perturbed with her to watch any more of it. That's all it was. Oh, she was talking about how, like, I don't even remember the right verbiage, but it was basically like, I'm supposed to make you uncomfortable. I don't know. She's basically striving for life and accusing the rest of us of not working hard enough, which is what she built her whole platform on, right? I feel better now. I don't know people in my real life who know who she is, so this is my only outlet. The cis thing was really awful. I personally think she's losing it over Dave's relationship. You're probably right, Susan. She looked crazy. Her eyes, yes, soulless. Actually, the look in her eyes scared me. Yeah, I guarantee you she is having a big, like, not only did Dave find himself another woman, he found Heidi Powell. Like, he hooked a big fish, a very big fish. Like, that ain't nobody. Heidi Powell's a bigger deal, I think, than Rachel Hollis is. I think. I could be wrong, but I think she's a bigger deal. It might be by association of her ex-husband, but I still think she's a bigger deal than Rachel is. And yeah, that definitely, what a blow to her ego, right? She basically said, I don't want to be relatable. That's the word she used, relatable. Because most people don't work as hard as me, look as good as me, and wake up at, yep. That's pretty much sums it up. I loved the morning show too. Yeah, I loved it. Newbie, who are they? Rachel and Dave Hollis. Rachel Hollis wrote the famous book, Girl, Wash Your Face. And then she followed it up with Girl, Stop Apologizing. She and her husband joined together to create the Hollis Company. And they basically ran a giant self-help platform. Personal development platform. And they thrived on encouraging people to become their best selves. And many people, myself included, drank the Kool-Aid. And like, and I still don't discount the stuff that we learned during the period of time that they were actually solid. Like, it was good, sound advice, even if the people were getting crazy. But like, it's interesting because I started following her when her first book blew up, and you can watch the progression of fame getting to her. You can see it. And if you follow her in depth over a period of time, you could see the whole development changing. And the more often I saw her speak, the more I was like, I'm kind of tired of hearing her. Like, she's getting a little full of herself. She's lost the humility that she had when it started. And I mean, it could happen to me. It could happen to anybody. Celebrity status can mess with people. But you could see it happening. And as an OG fan, that rubbed me the wrong way, you know? And so then, basically, Janice, Rachel and Dave were a joint entity. They were married for 16 years, and they sold marriage advice. They talked about sex. They talked about, like, sex within marriage and the importance of it, and date nights. And, like, my husband and I have weekly date nights and have for years because of the Hollises. Like, we instituted that into our marriage because it was a good idea that I heard from the Hollises. And we still do it, even though the Hollises aren't together anymore. So anyway, they sold this whole big rise together relationship. Our marriage is perfect and Christian and flawless. Or not flawless, but like, they're open about their flaws, and they seemed really, really solid. And then out of nowhere, they drop a bomb that they're getting divorced. Like, that pretty much sums up the entire Hollis empire, right? And bottom line is, Rachel, the person who asked for the divorce, is not doing nearly as well as the person who got sidelined by it. Blindsided. That's the word I was looking for. So that's pretty much the summary. Did I get it right, guys? Did I do it justice? Definitely not on her side. It was very tone deaf and made it seem like nobody in the world compares to her. And then she put a bunch of names of important historical women, like she was comparing herself to them. Not only important historical women, but important women of color. I'm pretty sure I didn't look up like all of the ethnicities, but looking at the names, she compared her white privileged self to a bunch of women of color who have made it in the world. Which was like, read the room, girl. Read the room, right? Like, that's what I noticed when she did the list of names. And then I was like, you did not just compare yourself to all of these other women of color. You know? Well, I mean, you didn't mention that her books were basically stolen from other people and quoted without giving them credit. Yes, a lot of the stuff in her books have been not cited, properly. And I, like, as somebody who has read a lot of her books except the new one, all of her books except the new one, the more self-help books I read in like my book club that I'm running and everything, which I think that's down below too. Oh, the membership thing is, the community is down below. But the more, like, I was reading stuff in a book called Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. And as I'm rereading the book, I remember I read it years ago and I loved it. So I read it pre Rachel Hollis, and then I read it again last year, and I realized how much stuff in Brian Tracy's book was stuff I had heard the Hollises say. And like, yeah. I think her empire is crumbling. There was an article about her recently. Her book was not great, fell off the New York Times bestseller list after 6 weeks. I'm going to be very curious to see how Dave's next book does. Very curious. Because if he does better than her, she's going to lose it. She's going to lose it. I think that was all in the YouTube thing I watched about the plagiarism. Yeah. So that sums it up. And I openly admit, you guys know I loved her. I loved them more than her. Like, the sum was definitely, what's the phrase? The whole was greater than the sum of its parts for me with the Hollises. But honestly, for me, the thing that kept me drawn in was Dave. Because, like, while Rachel was the platform that started it, I related to him a lot more. And then watching this whole thing happen, and she's literally imploding while he's thriving, even though he's the one that the horrible thing happened to. And I don't mean that, like, I've broken up with people before, and I know the people who ask for divorces also have to go through the hard time too. I'm not discounting that at all. But, like, she's the one who wanted this change. She's the one who decided that they weren't growing anymore. And here he is. He pivoted, and he's doing just fine, you know? So there's that. Yeah. So that's my thought on the whole Hollis thing. I will continue to watch the dumpster fire happen from my unfollowing and just checking in every once in a while. And I will keep all of them in my prayers, because poor Dave and the kids have to put up with this. So there's that. All right, y'all. What else do we want to talk about? The floor is yours. And also, has anybody thought anything for the overrated, underrated, favorite, least favorite? Because I'm really interested, because I want to tell you mine, but I also am interested to hear yours, which is why I saved it for the live stream. Because I think it would be really interesting to pick one and then have everybody give their feedback. I do too. Did you guys hear that? My husband's watching hockey on the other side of the door. So if you hear random shouting, that's what's happening. What was I gonna say? So while we're waiting, ask your questions, start new topics, whatever you want to do, continue on the old topic. But while I'm waiting for you guys, can you explain it again? Explain what? I need to know what it is. Once you tell me what it is, I'll be happy to explain it for you. The eye. The eye of what? I'm waiting. I just love them as a couple role models. Dave is just funky. Yeah, he is. You need to give your overrated, underrated ideas to get it going. Okay, so like the last one that the hockey guys did was overrated, underrated M&M flavors. So then you pick your overrated, underrated, your favorite, and your least favorite. It could be Harry Potter books or Harry Potter movies. It could be protein bars. It could be places like vacation places. I have not. Is it worth going into? Because is it just like hockey gear? Or is it actually like memorabilia? Like, is it a store that I should bring Eric to on a date or something? Or is it just like for people that play hockey? Because I understand there's a lot of hockey players in Minnesota. Players, we are not. Fans, we are. Harry Potter books. Okay, so then what you do, all right, so let's start with Harry Potter books. So then you do overrated Harry Potter book, underrated Harry Potter book, favorite and least favorite Harry Potter book. Overrated. First of all, okay, is everybody here okay with spoilers and all that jazz? Spoilers and all that jazz. I'm assuming that if you're part of this community, odds are you have at least read or seen which means you have the basic point of all the Harry Potter movies. Correct me if I'm wrong before we start going into details about the Harry Potter movies. So, first book is overrated, I think. It's funny you say that, Amberly, because that's what I was going to say too. I was going to say the first book, for sure. Is he behind the door? I hear him thumping around. I was going to call him in. You could check first before you bring either. I should do that one day when I mosey my way back over to Trader Joe's. I got to get over there eventually. Get some of my favorite things. Ooh, that would be a good overrated, underrated. That would be a really good overrated, underrated. We can do that. We can do that next. So I agree. The first book, I think, is the most overrated one. The most underrated one, and continue with overrated if y'all have overrated. Underrated fifth book. I would agree with you. I think I would agree with you. But that one's also going to be my favorite because we now know that I have a new favorite, and it's the fifth. Now, granted, I haven't reread the sixth and seventh one yet, so my opinion could change again, but I thought for sure number 3 was going to be my ride or die favorite, and then I read the end of book number 5, and my mind was blown. So I would have to say that one is really underrated as well. And so overrated first, underrated, I would agree with Amberly, fifth. My favorite, personally, is the fifth. And my least favorite, is probably, and this is not having reread them yet. I have not finished 6 or 7, so I don't know. But that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say my least favorite is probably number 2. And I don't know why. I couldn't tell you why it's my least favorite. It is just, for me, the plot line that I didn't like the most. You know? Like, it didn't feel, to me, the whole Tom Riddle thing, I know that the book was a Horcrux, but, like, other than that, the whole, like, Tom Riddle living in the cave and not really being there, and what, like, how is that even actually relevant? I don't know. Like, is it his ghost? Is it his what? Well, how can the ghost torment people? Because he's not a real ghost. But what? What? So I would have to agree. Amberly and I are pretty much in agreement. Number two is my least favorite for sure. So for me, Harry Potter books, overrated, 1. Underrated, 5. Favorite, also 5. Least favorite, 2. I can update you once I finish the whole series and see if I change my mind on any of those. But that is how overrated, underrated, favorite, least favorite works. And you can literally apply it to anything. And it is the thing that drew me into listening to this podcast to begin with. I put up with this podcast that my husband listens to because every once in a while they do overrated, underrated, favorite, least favorite, and they're really funny. And he'll save them for me. I think they've done Broadway musicals, or they've talked about Broadway musicals. They've done donuts. They do really TV theme songs. All the things. So that's what I mean by overrated, underrated, favorite, least favorite. And I think it would be a really fun segment to integrate into the monthly live streams. Don't you? I don't know. Let me know if I'm wrong, but I think it would be cool. First book was my favorite. 4th is my favorite still, but 5th always surprises me with how good it is. I think 3 and 6 are pretty overrated. Yeah, I'll let you know how I feel about 6. Trader Joe's, please. I'm making my first trip ever this week. It's 35 minutes away, so I want to make it count. Best frozen stuff. All right, we are going to do, I think that's a cool series. Hi, Shannon. Good, I'm glad you like it. So let's help Margaret here let's do overrated, underrated, favorite, least favorite. If we have multiple favorites, that's okay, but let's do Trader Joe's items. Let's do Trader Joe's items because I think it's important that she get her first trip to Trader Joe's right? Of course, I have to sit here and think about my overrated. Okay, I know what is it overrated or is it least favorite? What is my overrated Trader Joe's item? Y'all, I don't know. I've seen the movies, not really a fan, just watched because of the stepdaughter. Fair enough, Jennifer, fair enough. I think the first book was my favorite because I read them when the series first came out and there was nothing like these magical books. Yes, Susan, I agree. And that book did in fact open up the magic to the magic, right? Man, being somebody who had to wait for the books was just, it was one of the best parts of my childhood and early adulthood. Like, it was something that nobody else is going to get to experience except the group that was into it when they were coming out. Amazing. Amazing. I like 2 when comparing books to movies. 2 is pretty good in that sense. I can see there's a good reason for having that be your favorite. Yep, I think it would be a cool series. Is everything but the bagel seasoning overrated? I don't think it is. Like, it was the thing I was going to say is overrated, but also I use it all the time. So I think I have gone through bottle after bottle after bottle after bottle of this stuff. Because it flavors things well. I put it on my eggs. I put it on my avocado toast. I put it on vegetables. I love this stuff. However, I have decided that a step above the everything bagel seasoning, if I had to pick one spice that I purchased from Trader Joe's again and again and again, if I had to get rid of one of them, I would get rid of everything bagel seasoning and do the onion salt. The Trader Joe's onion salt is life changing. It's so good. It is so good. But it's only $1.99 to get the everything bagel seasoning, so you can absolutely try some and decide for yourself whether or not it is overrated. At the beginning, or for the first couple of years, it was definitely not overrated for me. Now it's getting to the point of it's a little bit overrated. We definitely can do Broadway musicals too, but we got to do this Trader Joe's stuff. I don't know what my overrated thing is. I don't know. So let's do, for me, underrated. I can do favorite and least favorite. I have a couple of favorite things. I have things I go there for all the time. My must-haves are the cauliflower gnocchi, without a doubt. You must cook them in a way that crisps them up or they taste like cauliflower mush and they're not all that great. But when cooked properly, they are amazing. So I definitely love the cauliflower gnocchi, and I must have the onion salt, 110%. And the reduced guilt macaroni and cheese. Must-haves. Must-haves in my opinion. Underrated. Their frozen mahi. Do they even have frozen mahi anymore? They used to have frozen mahi fillets, and they were the bomb. They were so good. You wouldn't even know they were frozen fish. They were amazing. They also have a frozen seafood blend that is really, really good if you like seafood. What else? Yes, Lisa. Yes, the chicken soup dumplings. Amazing. Those are a must-have as well. My least favorite thing, I have two. I'm only doing live streams once a month. Yes. Yo, you weren't here for the beginning. Now that I have more people on here, I should reiterate that again. Thank you for bringing that up, Jennifer. My 2 least favorite items. They are literally the only 2 things in Trader Joe's I have ever eaten and not liked. I like 99% of the stuff I purchase from there. The 2 things I don't like, and thus are my least favorite, are the everything bagel dip. Not worth it. You can put everything bagel seasoning on. The stats are very reasonable. I think it's 250 calories for the entire box of 6. They're amazing. They are worth it. They're so good. So the everything bagel dip is totally unnecessary. It tastes like plain yogurt with everything bagel seasoning mixed in it. You can make that yourself for less money probably. And it's just not good. I just didn't like it at all. And then the second thing, which I know it's going to be unpopular opinion here, but the thing that I do not like their version of Oreo Thins. I do not like them. And I'm apparently an Oreo cookie loyalist. There's something in the Oreo cookie that I really enjoy that the Trader Joe's JoJo Thins did not have. They did not have them. And so I wanted to like them. I did not like them. And I know that's unpopular opinion, but I did not like them. So those are my things. I still can't decide what's overrated. I really can't. Why can't I decide what's overrated at Trader Joe's? There's got to be something. Oh, also worth picking up because it's a favorite. I like milk chocolate personally. The milk chocolate peanut butter cups are to die for, delicious. To die for. Oh, I'm so glad, Lisa. Aren't they life-changing? They're so good. They are so stinking good. What else? The onion soup is very good. It comes in boxes of two frozen soup-shaped things. Very, very good. And their macaroons. Their macaroons are quite tasty as well. Yes, so there we go. The frozen crab at Trader Joe's, Lisa said, I did not make it up. It comes in a box. It comes in a box, and it is 2 packets in the box. It is not a can. It is 2 packets. Let's see. Must-haves would be the mashed potatoes, spinach and kale dip, buffalo chicken dip, and hold the cones in any flavor. The hold the cones are really good, too. Favorite, hummus, frozen pretzels, nuts, macaroni and cheese, reduced guilt, and the broths. Least favorite, soups. There's not enough variety. Okay, interesting. I do like their tomato and red pepper soup, though, and that comes in a box, and it's very good. I remember you talking about frozen crab, underrated, quinoa cowboy burgers. I'm a vegetarian, and I love them. That's really good to know, because that's something I wouldn't even really give a second look. So that's good to know, Susan. My least favorite purchase was the frozen beef and broccoli. Also good to know. I've never purchased that, so I have no opinion. Frozen JoJo Thins are my favorite. Nope, not for me. I'm gonna have to disagree with you hardcore on this one, but that's the joy of having different opinions. That's okay. You can love them. You can have my serving too. I don't like them. I like them better than Oreos. The frozen fried rice is good. Best dark chocolate peanut butter cups. The dark chocolate PB&J minis. I prefer the Aldi macaroons. I've never tried the Aldi macaroons. Overrated, reduced guilt mac and cheese. Underrated, tart, the ham and Gruyere. Oh, and the gnocchi. How did I forget the gnocchi? My favorite, like one of my favorite things that I buy every time, I was so focused on making sure I said cauliflower gnocchi. Gnocchi al gorgonzola. Life-changing. So good. So good. And you can cook it in the microwave. So good. The 21 seasoning salute, also very good. Least favorite, cauliflower gnocchi. Sorry. No need to apologize for not liking something that I like. That is not a problem. But it's good. It's good that we all have differing opinions. I've asked at Trader Joe's. Nobody's heard of it. Well, then you asked the wrong people. It is there. I'm sure I've had videos of it. I'm sure. I love the free samples. Not in 2020, it didn't. For something that has beef in its name, I expect more than 8 grams of protein per serving. Fair enough. The barbecue rub with coffee and garlic is so good. Okay. Does that help you out? Do you have a list started now? It's really hard to go wrong. It really is hard to go wrong. Their cheese selection is also spectacular. Their cheese selection is great. Their meat is good. Like, it's all good. It's all good. Like I said, I buy a lot of stuff from Trader Joe's. Now, here's the truth though. I do not buy like regular grocery items from Trader Joe's. I go to Trader Joe's for TJ's specific items. Only things that I can purchase at TJ's. Which means I don't buy things like flour or salt or whatever, like only specific TJ items. So I have no opinion on the actual like regular old grocery product stuff. I have no opinion on that. I have opinion on the stuff you go to TJ's for, you know? The tart is like a thin pizza. Excellent. I moved away from Trader Joe's, haven't been there in a long time, but I love their Green Dragon hot sauce. Okay. I'm psyched. Scared to go on Saturday. Don't be scared. Be excited, but it's going to be busy, so be patient. Oh, here goes the yawn. Here you go. I'm loyal to Oreo, too. Oreo can't go wrong, man. Oh, and I recently had their brookies for the first time. They're like this big. They're itty bitty brookie cubes, but they're very good. They're very good. And if you can pick up O&H Bakery Crinkle, this is not a Trader Joe's item. They just happen to sell it. It's the best and only Kringle you should purchase. O&H Bakery from Racine, Wisconsin. They had quinoa star cereal that wasn't good. All right, have never tried it. And their New Zealand organic sliced cheese is delicious. Okay. I exclusively get jelly and occasionally peanut butter from Trader Joe's, and they're the best price for bread. They do have an excellent bread selection. I love their sliced sourdough, high in protein, high in fiber, really, really good. It's sprouted sourdough bread. Haven't been there in a year due to the pandemic. Yeah, I can count on one hand the number of times I was in Trader Joe's in 2020. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Maybe two hands. But like I haven't, since I've moved to Minnesota, I haven't gone nearly as often because I have to drive quite a ways to get to it. But still, warm brookies. Yes, the warm brookies are so good. I'm a little afraid to try Kringle. It is life-changing good. Double Gloucester with onions and chives. Ooh, that sounds good. That sounds good. Yes. All right. That's overrated, underrated, favorite, least favorite. Did we want to do Broadway musicals to close off that segment? And then we can talk about whatever else you want. I'm glad you guys are digging this. I'm glad you guys are digging it. So let's do overrated, underrated, favorite, least favorite musical. Overrated. Cats. Fight me. Do it. Cats. Also overrated, Les Mis. For me personally. And then let's see, overrated, underrated. What's underrated? I have seen the Cats movie. It was, honestly, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. I feel like I need to tell my husband we're doing overrated, underrated, favorite, least favorite. Hang on. We are playing overrated, underrated. Figured I'd tell him just in case he wanted to come. Yeah, it was not good. It was not good. But it also wasn't as atrocious as I thought it was going to be, which just tells you how low the bar was for me to begin with. So yeah, overrated for sure. And then I know that's unpopular opinion, but I think Les Mis is way overrated. I really do. I want to make sure I'm keeping up. I can count on no hands. We haven't been since fall 2019. I can't wait till things are back to normal and we can do our U.S. grocery trips. Maybe on my list of food fears to tackle. TJ's cheese is great. Love the Greek feta dressing. Oh, they have good dressings too. They have so many things, y'all. So many things. Now I feel the need to go to Trader Joe's. Agree on both of those. Overrated. Told my husband it was the worst 3 hours of my life. I walked out of Cats, like in the theater or in the movie theater, Susan. I feel like I need to fight you because of the name Cats. I've seen no musicals though, so I can't really say much. Yeah, no, Cats is so overrated. Everyone thinks it's amazing, and I'm like, no, it's not. It's really not. Ooh, Superstar. Okay. Underrated. I'm trying to think of a good underrated musical. I don't know if it's underrated, but like totally the musical that I'm into right now that I feel like nobody else is into is Six. I'm really digging Six. A lot. But it's also brand new. So is it fair to call it underrated when it's new? I don't know. I thought I was alone in thinking Les Mis was overrated. Not at all. I've seen it a grand total of 1 time, and it was the one with Hugh Jackman. I have never actually seen it on stage. I've never seen it on stage. Underrated, Jesus Christ Superstar. I kind of think Hamilton was overrated. Adamantly disagree. And here's why. I hate rap music. Can't stand it. Never could. Don't like calling it music. Hate it. I also hate history. It was a subject I never cared about. I didn't want to learn it. I just didn't care, right? Lin-Manuel Miranda took 2 things that I have a passionate distaste for, put them together, and made something magical, something I can't get out of my head, something that has made me appreciate rap music and want to look up the American history that is in that musical. Like, mind-blowing. Now, here's the truth. Watching it on the screen, while fantastic, does not hold a candle to seeing it live, because there is nothing like, you cannot replicate, at least not yet, you cannot replicate being in the room where it happens. Excuse me, I had to. There's nothing like it. However, so we've seen it live. We saw it in Chicago. And then we watched it here at home. And my husband was like, this is underwhelming, even though it's the original cast and they're all fantastic. But then we went and we watched it at my in-laws' house, and they have an amazing sound bar. The sound bar helps. The sound bar makes it a lot more magical than seeing it with no sound bar. So Alyssa, I would, oh, that's a great one, Amberly. Amberly, we should be friends. We have the same opinion of everything. Yes, Shrek is a great musical. It really, really is a great musical. Oh my gosh. Another one that's really good, and I don't know how much credit it actually gets, is Legally Blonde. Legally Blonde was a stellar musical. Mean Girls is also a stellar musical. Again, I don't know if it's underrated or not. I don't have my feelers out there for what's popular with peeps right now. So I have no idea. But those three musicals are all musicals based on movies that surprised me. Holy cow, Shrek the Musical. So good. Some of one of my favorite Broadway like trios is Who I'd Be. The end of Act 1 of Shrek, that song gets me every time. It is so good. So good. Newsies, thumbs up only because Jeremy Jordan's starring in it. Like, I appreciate it for what it is. I don't care about Newsies nearly as much as I feel like I probably should. But I love Jeremy Jordan. Whew. Jeremy Jordan. He's my guy. And best voice I know. Best voice I know. And so if he's in it, odds are I'm gonna like it. And so for that reason, and for the fact that you can, what other musical can you see a bunch of men dancing like that? That for those reasons, Newsies gets a thumbs up. However, is it my favorite? No. Shrek. Hamilton Broadway is unbelievable. You need to take your mom. My mother would walk out. Shrek the Musical is totally underrated. I love Shrek. Legally Blonde. Need to see more musicals. Legally Blonde is my second choice for underrated. Yes! Legally Blonde and Mean Girls. What surprised me was SpongeBob. It's actually pretty good. That's interesting, Michaela. That's interesting, and I feel like it's available to watch somewhere right now, and I don't remember where. But I should watch that. I should watch that. I just say Lin-Manuel and Mary Poppins Returns. I recognize his voice before his face. Yes. Yes. He's also, if you've seen Moana, his voice is in Moana too. I'm so old, guys. I saw Hair on Broadway. It was in my mid-20s and absolutely mortified with the nudity. I've lived in New York City since 1975. I have not seen Hair. I have no desire to see Hair. What is my least favorite musical? What is my... Cats. I mean, Cats is my least favorite musical. If I had to pick one musical, it would be Cats. I have a couple more for Overrated, but it's only because I haven't seen it. Everyone talks about Heathers, and I don't know if I care. Like, that one might be overrated. Now for me, let's talk favorite. Favorite. This is so, like, Sophie's Choice. I will never give you... Ooh! I have another underrated one. Are you ready? Once on This Island. Look it up. Underrated. So good. So good. Either cast. There was a revival out a couple years ago, or the original cast. So good. I could go with underrated all day. I'm just listing off musicals I love at this point, you guys. But my favorite, Wicked. Obviously. Obviously. Maybe not obviously, but obviously. Wicked. And last 5 years, Songs for a New World, Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. If I had, like, I can only do, like, top 5, you know? Used to sing Phantom of the Opera, title song at a local froyo place. Overrated, Lion King, honestly. It was good, but I don't think it's as good as people make it out to be. That's an interesting opinion. I can see how you got there. I didn't even think about Lion King, and Lion King is one of the shows that made me start going to shows regularly. I asked for my birthday when I was 17 years old, all I wanted to do was go see the Lion King. West Side Story is a show that I don't like. Yes, I love how everybody can have all their own opinions. It's so good. Yeah, West Side Story for me is vastly overrated. Vastly overrated. But that's just me. It could also be that every time we had a substitute teacher in high school for choir, we either watched parts of Evita, parts of West Side Story, or parts of Sound of Music. And so I have a distaste for all three of those. Where is SpongeBob? I don't know. I don't know where to watch it, but I feel like we can watch it online somewhere. I'm an oldie too. I remember hair being a big deal. I honestly do not even understand what Cats is about. It's about cats. It's literally based on a book about cats. So there's no plot because each cat is its own short story. That makes no sense. I agree. There's no plot. There's no anything. It's dumb. I can't stand it. I don't know why it's so popular. There, I said it. Once on This Island is amazing. I would love to see a recent one in the Circular Theater. It's so cool. Yeah. Fun fact, I was actually in Once on This Island. When I was 18, I played T Moon in Once on This Island, which I know is sacrilegious because I'm not black, but it was an all-white cast. So I got to play, it was the junior version of Once on This Island, and I got to play T Moon, and it was a lot of fun. West Side Story, Overrated, Phantom. I could see how you'd get there, yes. Have you ever seen the movie Camp? I have seen it. It's years ago. I own it, I think. I think it's in my little DVD thing. I'm pretty sure I own it. I think my ex-boyfriend gave it to me. It's a movie about kids that go to theater camp for the summer. I'm pretty sure we watched both West Side Story and Sound of Music in middle school. Probably popular because cat people are crazy. Absolutely. Yeah. Dang. You know what? Y'all are my people. Because we can have a legitimate Broadway musical conversation, and that makes my heart happy. That's awesome. My husband, however, has not responded. I was really hoping he'd he read it, but he hasn't come in here. I was hoping he'd come in and give his opinion on the musicals. Little Shop of Horrors, great song. No one talks about it though. That's true. It wasn't even on my radar. But there are so many musicals that aren't even on my radar. But then when I hear that, I'm like, oh yeah, that's good. I sang. What's the song? Suddenly Seymour in my recital, my senior recital. And what else did I do? You know what other show? Oh gosh, what's the name of the show? What other show is underrated is I Love You, You're Perfect, Now Change. The music in that show is really, really fun. Really fun. Seen some oldies but goodies. Y'all were born yet. Seesaw with Michelle Lee and Tommy Tune and Pippin, A Chorus Line. I was in Pippin. A Chorus Line I saw 10 times. Original shows. A Chorus Line is a show I will never be in. Another show. We can do a list of shows Brianna will never be in. I will also never be in 42nd Street. For obvious physical reasons. They're like, nope, can't do it. And Chorus Line, like, this body will never be in a show about getting a dance call. Never. But Pippin was one that I've seen it. I've seen the old version with what's his name and Ben Vereen, the movie version, and I didn't get it. And it took me being in it to get it. And then I finally understood it. And even it's questionable as to if I really still understand it, but I've done it. So there's that. Has anyone seen Follies? One of my favorite songs from that movie is in Follies. What song? Oh my god, what song do I know from Follies? Broadway Baby is in Follies, right? I'm just a Broadway baby. I've performed that song too. I can give you a list of songs I've performed. Like I've performed songs from almost every show, it feels like. Obviously it's not true, but I feel like I've performed songs from every show out there. In some way, shape, or form. Chess is also one that is I don't even know what to classify chess as. Is it underrated? Probably not. But it's got some really good music in it. There's a handful of songs in chess that are just solid. And I've performed I've performed a lot of them because I was in the show. But that aside, I've performed a lot of them in like workshops and things too. I actually have some ideas for writing some musicals, kind of joke, but one is halfway serious. I want to say that I would write a musical. I have no writing talent whatsoever. My musical talent lies strictly in the performance of musicals. Yeah. Oh, that was a fun conversation. Now I want to like go sing all the songs. Y'all, guys, any boy band fans out there? Anybody about my age who's into Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, Britney Spears, anything like that? Spotify is brilliant. And it does a really great job of suggesting music for you. Like, you know, when That's a great idea, Amberly. I should do that. I'm gonna write that down. I have a couple of playlists. I have a workout playlist. I don't know if I've shared it. I have a workout playlist and a worship song playlist that is under the name Diva and the Divine. Broadway playlist. It's a good call. That'll give me something to do with Broadway music. So, you know how when you finish a playlist or something, Spotify just rolls right into music that's similar to this thing. Like it creates a radio station for you based off of what you just listened to. So I was listening to one of my daily playlists that it made up for me that was Broadway based, right? And it rolled right into, out of nowhere, Larger Than Life by Backstreet Boys started playing. But it was not the Backstreet Boys. It was an ensemble singing this song. I literally dropped what I was doing to go and find my phone because I had headphones in. And I'm like, what is this? There is a musical out there, I think it's in London, called And Juliet, like ampersand, And Juliet. I think that's what it's called. And the playlist is literally Britney Spears and Backstreet Boys music. Like it's a jukebox musical of the music of when I was in junior high school, is what it is. And Juliet. I'm making sure that I'm And Juliet musical. Look it up. Ampersand Juliet musical. Yep. And Juliet is a 2019 musical featuring the music of Max Martin. Oh. Well, I didn't know that it was the music of Max Martin. I don't know who he is, but he Larger Than Life, I Want It That Way. Baby One More Time, Show Me the Meaning of Being Lonely, Domino, Show Me Love, Blow, Not a Girl, Not Yet a Woman, Confident, Teenage Dream, Oops, I Did It Again, I Kissed a Girl, As Long As You Love Me. Oh my gosh, I have to freaking, so there's Pink in here too, and Katy Perry, and what's her name? Kelly Clarkson. I have got to listen to this whole soundtrack. Wow. And Juliet, you're welcome. It's on Spotify. Yes. Gonna head out. Have a good month. See you all next time. Thank you for joining us, Ashley. Going to see the Backstreet Boys in September. Are you seriously? That's awesome. That's really cool. I'm gonna have to find that. Yeah. Look it up. And Juliet. Oh my gosh. After reading that, because I skimmed it real quick, but the Larger Than Life arrangement was awesome. In NSYNC JT about 5 years ago, my 15-year-old self was obnoxious. My poor co-workers. I love it. And I think it would be funny to write a musical where none of the music goes together and the playlist feels like you grabbed a random song from a couple dozen completely different shows. Oh, you mean like Cats? There are, I don't know. I like a cohesive musical, but I also kind of, look at freaking Hamilton. Or Joseph. Joseph's a good example of, Joseph literally touches every single musical genre. None of it goes together, except for a couple of recurring themes. But none of the songs go together, but it puts together this cohesive story so well. And Hamilton has a bunch of different genres in there too. And the evolution of rap, which is really cool. Did I just say that? Anyway, that was fun. I am hyped up on wanting to listen to Broadway musicals now. So good. Y'all are my people. What else, friends? What else would you like to discuss? I did want to share that I'm following a meal plan for the first time in my life. Like an actual meal plan. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Today I already had a day of I don't want this tomato side salad with my lunch. And I ate it anyway because that's what was on the meal plan. And you know what? I am liking it. I like not having to think about food. It's a game changer. And it's something I got inspired. I don't even know. I followed this chick for a while. I signed up for a program from a specific person. And what's nice is I can use it completely in conjunction with iTrack Bites. I'm still tracking calories and doing all that. But this gives you the formulation of the actual meal plans. And she has this really cool interface where she gives you a meal plan every single week with the calorie counts of every ingredient in there. But if there's a dinner that you're I don't really love that, you can swap it out and go into her database and pick a different meal. And it gives you a shopping list. And you can increase this number of servings. So if you have to like feed a husband dinner as well, and it modifies the shopping list. This week, I went to Target and only purchased, I think there were 4 things that was not on the shopping list that I had to purchase, or the list of like Eric needs English muffins and things like that. Basic restock stuff, but like my entire grocery cart was from this meal plan. And I was not mad about it. So I just thought you guys might like to know that I'm venturing. I'm doing new and exciting things. And I'm still on the cut, by the way. My 9 weeks, the original 9 weeks were supposed to end on Easter. But as I mentioned before, I am extending it a little bit. I can't decide how long, 4 to 8 weeks. We're going to see. If I'm cruising along with this meal plan and not really thinking about anything, I'm just going to go for 8 weeks and see what happens. But if my body is just like, no, actually, I don't think we want to lose right now, then I'll stop and I'll reverse up and it'll be great. I'm doing a lot more listening to my body, and it's very helpful. It is very, very helpful. And I'm just overall, like, I'm starting to, it's hard to say because I'm like, I feel really good, but also there's still things that are still lacking. I'm still tired and I don't know why. And my neck still hurts and I don't know why. So like, there are things that I'm currently struggling with, but I'm feeling really, really good about food choices and breaks from working out, and then having a workout plan. Like, I haven't worked out in a week and a half, y'all. I have not worked out since when we started packing. Like, that Thursday was my last workout. So week and a half. And because then my period showed up, and I was like, I'm going to do another month of not working out during my period. And so that, I think that'll start tomorrow. I probably am going to work out tomorrow. But, and I feel really good about those choices. I guess the right phrasing is, I don't feel guilty about those choices, which is an interesting feeling because I'm so programmed. We're all so programmed to be like, you have to work out 6 days a week. I almost said 8 days a week. Great. You have to work out 6 days a week and eat a few calories and do all this and do all that. And I'm letting a lot of that go and still in the caloric deficit mindset. And it all feels like it works cohesively together. And that's new for me. Like, it's okay to eat in a caloric deficit and not work out because hormonally you probably shouldn't, or you should take it a little bit easier. Or it's okay if you want to go harder just because you can. And it's not because you're trying to burn extra calories. It's not because you're trying to lose an extra pound by sweating it off. It's not any of that. It's just feeling a balance of this healthy lifestyle thing. I've eaten mostly whole and healthy foods for the last 2 days, with the exception of this meal plan leaves me about 400 calories for dessert. And so I had a protein brownie and I had a handful of Cadbury mini eggs, also known as my kryptonite, for dessert last night, and it fit totally in my plan. And you know what? I'm going to go downstairs and I'm going to have some more because it totally fit in my plan. I managed to skip the planned snack because I wasn't hungry. Like, and I'm listening to my body, and it feels really good. It feels really good. I'd love to check out your worships playlist on Spotify. Is there not a way to find it? Do I have to share it with you guys? Let me open Spotify. Let me see. Worship favorites, Diva and the Divine. Can you guys not find that? Make secret. It's public. Here, I can share it. Copy playlist link. There, that's my worship playlist. You can't just find it. I was hoping people could like follow me and be like, oh, and here are all of your playlists. Well, now I know. So I will put it, oh, I can't do that right now, in the description box. But there's the worship playlist. And in case anybody is curious, here is my workout jams. Also, that are just like pump me up songs. Copy playlist link. There we go. Now you have both of my playlists that are under Diva and the Divine. I had a pack of nutty bars for dessert tonight and it was amazing. And other food. Yeah. And And like I had a brookie as dessert for lunch today, and that was awesome. And I looked at my thing and I was like, oh my gosh, I really have room for that. Like I ate it because I'm like, I'm gonna eat a little bit of dessert now because I wanted something sweet after lunch. And I had so much room for it that I didn't even have to give it a second thought. It was great. And it's just, I feel very in control. And the other thing I feel, I have been, are any of you big visualizers? Like when you have a goal or whatever, do you visualize yourself reaching that goal? I talked about visualizing a couple weeks ago, I think, where I was visualizing like my strong, lean self on a cruise going for on adventures, right? It sparked that whole adventure post. But the last couple of days, you know what I've been visualizing? I've been visualizing my clothes being too big. I don't know why, but I just, for whatever reason, that feeling from the last time I really lost weight and my clothes started to get too big, that I needed new clothes, that feeling has come back to me and has been like a motivator, I guess. I don't know. It's just been sitting with me. It's like, this felt good. Let's make that good feeling happen again. Not in a pressure way, not in a I need to fit into smaller clothes way, not in anything like that. Just in a I remember this feeling, and I'm like meditating, although I don't meditate, but like meditating on that feeling. I don't know how to explain it, but it's an interesting thing, because I was just like, that this is just something I've been thinking about lately as I'm folding my clothes, as I'm making my food choices. It's not a pressure situation. It's just this is something I would like to relive, and it would feel really good. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. Am I making any sense at all? I don't know, but like, that's keeping you guys up to date on what's going on with me, like actually diet and exercise wise. Like, that's where my headspace is at. That's where my diet plan is. And I feel good. I feel at peace. That's the best way to put it, because I'm still like, there's still things stressing me out. There's still things not going right. There's still things I'm working out, but I'm very at peace with where things are, you know? And just eating the healthy food, because it's what I want to do. The reason I signed up for this plan, no joke, the reason is I kept looking at her stuff, and when she would talk about this program, it's called the Best Body Program, and she talked about it, and she would show her food, and every time I saw this woman's food, I wanted to eat it. It was always healthy food, really big salads, really like, but it all looked so good. And like, I think I'm finally getting to a place of like, I want to eat food that tastes good, but I want to eat healthy food that tastes good. Like, that's where my body is. Like, I'm really in I want to feel my best, but also leave a little bit of room for dessert. But really, I also want to feel my best. And it feels good, and I feel at peace. I think that's the best way to describe it. Yeah, the feeling of progress. I rewrite my goals almost every day in my bullet journal. It's where I track my eating, drinking, and moving. I love it. I love that. Fun fact, you guys, I just started, and of course this is after another Hollis blow up, but I finally am using my final, this has been blank. I've had this for like a year or so now. It says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, and it is a Hollis Co product. It is the Start Today journal, and I've had this one just sitting around, and I started using it yesterday because I wanted to use it, but now of course I'm miffed that I'm using a product for somebody I don't want to support anymore, but I'm going to use it because I paid for it. So I've started doing that and writing my goals in that every day the way you're supposed to with Start Today journals. Yeah. Good night, y'all. Pulled back out at work today in pain. Gotta go. Oh no, Susan, feel better. Have a great week. And that's totally fine, because we're gonna be about done here too. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. Let's see, what else? Oh, I need to reiterate. So for the people that came in late, I am no longer doing weekly live streams. The live streams are going to get moved to monthly live streams. So this is the first of my monthly live streams. They will be, until further notice, the first Tuesday of every month. The one thing that could throw a wrench into this, which is something I hope throws a wrench into it, is joining worship team. The worship team here, at least back in November when I was originally auditioning for them, they practice on Tuesday nights. And so if I was on, I would have to be there on Tuesday nights, which could throw a wrench in, obviously, Tuesdays, which might just mean there'd be some shuffling around and whatnot. But we're not there yet because I'm not going to finish my audition until I get my shot. So, but that could be in the future. That could put a wrench in things. But for now, first Tuesday of the month is going to be this live stream. So mark your calendars, my friends. And then if you want to be included in the members only live stream, that is for channel members only. You can click the little join button right below this video and support me monetarily, and you will get access to another live stream on the third Tuesday of every month. And that should not interfere with book club, and that should all work out. In theory, it's a working schedule, but for now, that's what's going to happen, because this will free me up to do some late night coaching for people who want to do coaching. Coaching launches on May 3rd. If you are interested in all the information and getting early access, especially if you are somebody who wants to do monthly coaching where there is limited spots, join the email list that is in the description box down below. And I think that's all my announcements. Did I miss anything? I don't think so. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, this was fun. This was fun. I am a big fan of the conversation that sparked from overrated, underrated, favorite, least favorite. That was awesome. And so that is a segment that I will want to continue to do in the live streams in the future because it was a lot of fun and it taught me something about all of you. It got our brains going, and now I want to go listen to Broadway show tunes. All right, my friends, this was a great time. Thank you for coming out. As always, special shout out to those of you that hit the thumbs up button. Thank you for that. And I will see you guys. I can tell you exactly when. I just need to look at the calendar quick. Pending the world not ending, the next live stream will be the day after coaching launches, Tuesday, May 4th. So I will see you guys then. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I'll talk to you all later.